Hi everyone, let me present you the essay paper of UPSC 2023 that was held on 15th September, means yesterday. So these are the questions. You will see that section B and section A. So you need to write two essays choosing one topic from each of the sections A and B in about 1000 to 1200 words each. We'll go through each essay topic and we'll try to discuss the main concept in brief. So first come to the section A. So section A, you have got it now. So you need to select one out of these four topics and you need to write the essay within this 1000 to 1200 words. From section A, one topic, and from section B, one topic. So section A, first topic is that thinking is like a game. It does not begin unless there is an opposite team. Thinking is like a game. It does not begin unless there is an opposite team. See, this what actually mean. In a game, we have opponents, right? If there is no opponent, then what happens? We don't need to put any effort. We are the one, so we won. So there will be no such kind of what you can say thrilling experience there. But if no opponents are there, you you can understand that there is no kind of thinking process going on. And unless some thinking process is going on, then how could you say that there is a kind of or you can say there is a process of path finding, path towards the goal? Because if opponents are there, then during that path finding process, means path finding, no, from the way by which you have to go to reach the goal. And there are many challenges coming because of the opponent, and it's the kind of innovative, or you can say the thinking process, which will help you to reach the goal by challenging the opponents. So that's why this quote, that thinking is like a game, because we need to think only when we face some challenges, or when we see that some kind of opponents are in front of us, when everything is not just straightforward. You have to think then, yet that what we can do so that we can reach there, right? Suppose there is a breeze. Let me give you an example. You know about the essay writing process. You have to here express your innovative ideas or your exploratory ideas for the given topics. You can give any example, anecdote. You have to write like that. You have to think an example. You have to begin the essay with that. Or you can give you can mention one quote from some famous philosopher which is related to this topic. See, today I'm just briefly telling you the core concept or core idea behind the topic is of the topic, right? But in later or in some coming lectures, I'll elaborate those topics. Don't worry. But let me give you the idea so that you can write the essay by yourself first. So this first essay, you got the whole idea. Let me give one more example to clear you the concept more crystal towards you, right? So there is a place A and there is a place B. Now you are at B, you have to go to A. There's a breeze connecting A and B because there's a river flowing through them. Now, what happens when the breeze broken? Right. When you are at B, you have seen that the breeze is no more there. Then you have to think another way to reach A. So there the thinking process begins. Right. Similarly, in a game, opposite team is there. You cannot just reach towards the winning condition without challenging the opposite team. You have to bring the thinking level to that level, to that particular what we can say, that how to break those challenges and how to reach the goal. So that's the main concept. Okay, let me come to the next topic, that is visionary decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. Now, This is the famous saying of Paul O'Brien. So now, what happens that if you don't recall the name of the philosopher who exactly gives this quote, then it is okay. Just you need to know the concept or main idea behind it. Now, throughout this saying by Paul O'Brien, what exactly means? See, visionary decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. Intuition means we are not actually applying such kind of what I can say that much effort to learn something. We are learning intuitively, right? No such kind of reasoning is there. That is the intuition process. We are learning is from our own interest, or we can say that particular thing from what we know as a general. We are learning from that particular knowledge only. We don't bring some extraordinary ideas to understand these things. That is the intuition. Now, what is logic? If logic is there, some reason is there. Logic stands or logic acts as an evidence of some particular concept. Now, what here mentioned is that intersection of intuition and logic. So intuition, where no such kind of extraordinary reasoning is there, and logic, that extraordinary, or you can say that reasoning is there. Now, if the intersection happens, then what will happen? The happening is the outcome of some kind of innovation process or some kind of progressive thinking. And because of that, what will happen? Some kind of visionary decision making will happen. Because one way our interests are there, we are not putting any such kind of textbook space efforts or textbook space reasoning, and another, we are bringing the most suitable reasoning or most suitable logic. Now, when both of these two things are combined, obviously that will imply a kind of progressive idea, a kind of innovative process, and because of that, some kind of visionary decision making happens. So that's why this famous quote that visionary decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. So this is the brief concept. You can elaborate it now, giving more suitable examples. See, essay writing is the exploration of many different dimensions. There is no end of dimension, but just stick to the idea. Don't divert from that idea. Okay, let's come to the third one. Not all who wander are lost. Not all who wander are lost. This is the famous saying of J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, what exactly it means? Not all who wander are lost. J.R.R. Tolkien is known from his concept, the philosophy of the ring. Now, here what means? See, wanders means without any particular kind of goal or without any kind of what we can say that yes, I have to reach to that type of no such fixed goals are there. We are just wandering, we are just exploring without putting some kind of restriction or without putting some kind of goals that had to achieve. Now, you will see that if such kind of vendors are there, then some may refer them as fools. See, they are just wandering here and there without any particular reason. But not like that exactly. Not all who wanders are lost, because sometimes without any such kind of reason, without any particular goals, if you explore the world or if you explore something, that kind of spontaneous exploration may lead to some great discovery. Got it? So this is not the likes that theorem A is there and we need to prove the theorem A. That's why we are writing the steps. No, sometimes you are just going through the steps because of your own interest or because of say nothing, any restriction put on that we have to go through the step. We are just exploring it, we are just wandering it, we are just going through the beauty of the nature. And while exploring, so while wandering like that, we sometimes lead to the innovation of some great discovery. So that is the main concept. Now you can explore it more. The next fourth one is that inspiration for creativity springs from the effort to look for the magical in the mundane. So it seems that a kind of complex one, but nothing like that. It simply means that we don't need any such kind of super special inspiration to bring some magical innovation or to bring some creativity. Just do your day-to-day life things, but while doing so, just to be very honest, just to put your own interests on those work, and that will lead you to the great outcome, or you can say that kind of one kind of magical creativity. And you'll surprised to see that you are doing the works only from your own interest, or only from your own efforts, or only because of following the day-to-day life things, without going through some kind of super special inspiration, or without such kind of outside inspiration, you have just achieved the goal. So it's simply meaning that whatever you are doing, just do it from your honest heart, from your own interest, and you will obviously achieve the goal. That's what exactly this particular quote means. So we have completed all the 4 essay topics of this section A. Let's come to the section B. Section B. First one is, girls are weighted down by restrictions, boys with demands. Two equally harmful decisions. Very, very depth meaning quote. And this is the saying of Simon de Beauvoir. And I just say that this is very depth meaning because, see, girls are always being put some kind of restrictions, and boys some demands. Just give you an, you just wanna give you an example. Like, suppose after 8 p.m.s, the parents will say that don't go outside. The girls will not be will not be allowed to go outside without some male escorts, right? Brother, she needs to be accompanied with her brother or father, like that. So this is what a kind of restriction. And obviously, we cannot blame the parents for them because for this particular thing, or for this particular restriction, because our society is like that. Our society is believed to be like that. So many newspaper headlines we can see that some kind of violence going on the girls, some kind of what I can say, that bad activity done on girls. And because bound to that, that's why the parents need to impose such type of restriction. Not just the parents, you can see the hostels also, and everywhere you will see some kind of restriction being put on the girls. But I'm not saying that these restrictions are needed. I'm not saying that these restrictions are justified. What I mean to say that yes, our society is somehow like that, becoming somehow like that, that the particular authority, or you can say the parents, they have to put those restrictions for the safety of the girls. But why the safety is needed? Why this type of violence going on against girls? Those rapes or those different violence are going on. So that is the question, and that have to be again rethought, thinkable. What I can say, that that has to be um, dealt with some other ways, and for that, what we need is that ethical or ethical behavior, or the behavioral change needed in every portion of this society, right? Anyway, you got it, that how the girls are weighted down by the restriction. And again, boys with demands. Yes, you should have a government job. You should have a very good I mean, sure what you can say, that savings. Then only you can go for some other things that are necessary in life, like marriage or those different things. There are again some demands that are really means putting some kind of burden on the boys. They cannot move freely. They cannot do the things that they actually want. say because of those demands, they have to choose the lines like medical, engineering, or management. But they actually want to go for some another line. So both these things, these demands are also very bad, or these demands are also harmful, right? So that's what actually this quote part that tries to mean. So you just explore this, you give some examples like that, and conclude the essay with a very good kind of moral or suggestion from your side. Okay. Next one is that mathematics is the music of reason. Music. Music is the thing, or music is the one which calms our mind. When sometimes we feel very stressed, what we do? Many of we do hear some music that relaxes, that brings those relaxation to our mind. Music. Sometimes, suppose you let me just give my own example. Whenever I'm studying for a long time, I used to turn on some music that keeps my mind focused. Right? Sometimes we are doing the walks and we are turning on the music, or you can say some songs while doing so. We are enjoying that. Yes or no? Similarly, mathematics is the music of reason. Mathematics is the mother of everything. If mathematics is not there, that how could you expect the other sciences? Right? So the reasons comes because of the mathematics. And without reason, how could you validate some fact? So reasons are the most or are the ultimate things to prove some kind of concept. And those reasons are because of the mathematics. So that's why this particular quote comes, or mathematics is tried to be made equivalent with the music. So mathematics is the music of reason. Okay, now you just try to give some example and make it more interesting, make the essay more interesting. Then next, जिस समाज में अधिक न्याय होता है उस समाज को दान की कम आवश्यकता होती है. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है, very important. A society that has more justice is a society that needs less charity. Why we need charity? We need charity so that we can take care of some what we can say, take care of the unreachable section, or take care of some what I can say, take care of the weaker section, right? So the society is needed to take care of all those who are believed to be weaker sections. But if there is a society where justice is there, then justice is also being administered, and justice is being given with some, what I can say, that with particular laws or some kind of, what we can say, means what I mean to say, that for every people, they have their dignity in that society. For every people, that justice is equal. For every person, they believe that they have social security is there, and then they believe that justice will be done without some kind of biasness. Then that society obviously needs no charity, or you can say less charity. So this is what this particular quote means. A society that has more justice is a society that needs less charity. And this particular thing discussed by John Rawls, veil of ignorance, I hope you all might have heard about this. So you got the basic idea behind it. Let me tell you that this particular, the sixth one, mathematics is the music of reason. This was from James Joseph Sylvester. Okay, James Joseph Sylvester. And you don't need to recall the name, just you need to understand the concept. Now, next one is that last one, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in a school. You, do you know who said this exactly? Yes, this is a famous quote from Albert Einstein. So what he means for this quote, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in the school. What one has forgotten. Obviously, by this, he tries to refer those textual based concepts that usually students memorize to pass the exam. So for passing the exam, those are the things that will be needed. But what happens after the school? What happens after the students pass the exam? Yes, the moral. The moral is that those students will bring what we can say some good characters with them, although they may have forgotten what they have been taught in the school or what they have memorized in the school to pass the exam. Those actual moral character is needed. And that is the most important thing that we can expect from a good education. We don't want the students to remember those lines they memorize in the school till their young life or their matured life, adult life. No, what actually one is that those things are needed. The like obviously mathematics we learn, we should not forget. Science we learn, we should not forget. But thing is that the most important thing is our character, your behavior, our morals, right? The moral character the students bring with them from after the school is the most important things. If their heart is not changed, if their heart is moral, then that is the thing, actual outcome we want from education, right? Education is what remains after one has spoken. Suppose some student topped the exam, but he committed a crime after school pass out. Then can we say that education was good? What he have learned was good? No, he did not bring that main outcome that we expect from an education. So education is fail in his case. So education is shaping the behavior, education is shaping the character of a student. So that with that moral character, with that moral behavior, he can explore the world, he can put some vision on his through his learned activities of the school towards a good or towards the welfare of the society. So with this, we have completed all the essay topics, section A and section B. You just try to write whatever I have explained. You just elaborate it, bring more examples, make your essays more attractive. So any more further discussions, you can comment me in the comment section. With this, I'm ending this session. Thank you. Thank you very much.